I like the clothes that I have. I don't really have the time to be trying to buy anything else right now.
I'm going to tell you what happened, but first, let's start at the beginning.
Tired. What ended? Alright, so in the video you're going to see that I had to blur out some of the footage for security reasons. It was a very nerve-wracking situation. I don't know if I'd say it was traumatic, but it has been a few weeks since it had happened, so I have recovered from the experience, but it really was impactful. It happened early in the morning. I knew I had to be vigilant. I knew I had to be observant. I was very mindful of each vehicle that was passing to not let them see what I was doing. But in this particular instance, you'll see what I'm talking about. The night before, I had said to myself, all right, you know what, it has been a while that I have not done any physical activities. So I felt inspired to do it. The next day, I said, all right, cool. Put on my sneakers, my tights, my whatever. Let's go out and run. I was running for about 30 minutes, and then I said, all right, cool, I think I've had enough. So at this time, I am completely spent, energy gone. At this point, while I was documenting different things, talking about like how I usually pay attention to what I eat, but lately I have not really been doing so. But in any event, I don't want to get to the point where I have to completely change my clothing size. So when I realize that I am at the upper limit of my weight class, then usually at that point is when I decide to start taking better life decisions to reduce my calorie consumption or increase my activities in an effort to lose weight. So it was the first time in over a year, and you'll see what I'm talking about in the video.
I knew that I had to be very aware of my surroundings. I thought I was aware of my surroundings. I tried to be aware of my surroundings. I heard a car when it pulled up behind me. So I had switched the camera from that would have been my right hand to my left hand in an attempt to pretty much conceal the camera. Because if the vehicle continued along with the same speed, it would have just passed me by. It didn't. The men stopped. And fortunately, some men were at the top of the road, and I shouted out to them, and that is how they drove off. But they didn't really drive far. They turned off on a side road, and they stopped on the side road. And I guess I want to think that they were observing to see what was going to happen. But we'll take for themselves. I wasn't going to find out. So I found some adrenaline deep down and got myself out of there. But it wasn't easy because I wasn't, although I said I was jogging, I was actually sprinting, because I've noticed that for me, and scientists have proven that when you do short sprints and take short breaks in between, it helps to burn calories and fats more effectively. So I was drained. I was at the end of my run and trying to get back to where I'm supposed to be going, essentially. And yes, I didn't have it in me. Even though they speak about adrenaline, I was drained. I did not have any more juice left in me. And that is when they had pulled up beside me. And I won't lie, I wasn't certain if it was going to be a robbery attempt or afterwards, while talking about it, I'm like, yo, it was two of them. They could have easily overpowered me in my literally weakened state, although I would not have gone without a fight. I would kick and scream and give them hell. But the danger is real because I couldn't tell at first if they were stopping, because men slow down all the time when it comes to women, but the look in their eyes did not seem like a look of, what's the word, endearment. You could see that they were up to no good. And I know that we're not supposed to judge books by its cover, but at the same time, you have to be wise and know when something just don't feel right. And it just did not feel right. It's even when they turned off onto that side road, it still did not feel right. So in that moment, I know, you know what? It had been months since I last took a run. It won't happen again. I'm sorry. I didn't want to chance it. I don't know if it was a case that's in my mind. They'll probably come out again that time of the day. I don't know if they would be expecting probably to see me a second time. Yeah. I'm not that attractive. But I just don't want to take any chances. And in a time when danger is real, we hear enough instances of kidnapping and very few women returning alive. I just want to count my blessings. Women, it's not safe anymore. As if it wasn't safe before.
It is increasingly difficult as a female in Jamaica to know if someone who is walking past or driving past, if they have general or genuine admiration of, because men are visual beings. You don't know if they're showing genuine admiration or if there's some sort of sinister ideation behind that admiration too. But hopefully when the law passes, that it would be enforced and it won't just be something that's sitting on the books that carries no weight. If any of the powers that be see this video, even though it is not as serious as other person's experience, but as my experience, it was too much of a close call, and something really needs to be done. And men need to understand that, even though it is a show of your masculinity to show that you like a woman, and to how aggressive you approach her, it may be an indication of the level of your masculinity. Some women don't like it. I, for one, don't like it. I don't like too much attention. And especially in this day and age, you do not know what is going on in a man's head. I'm not psychic. I'm not all-knowing. I don't know what you're thinking. So if the female genuinely does not show interest, do not hold it against her. I know sometimes it is difficult to not feel offended, but you also have to look at it from our perspective. It is not always about you. We are humans too, and our feelings are also involved. And these are serious times. That's all I have to say. So guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.